Hello, Facebook family. Look who I've got with me, my sister in the house. And I'm super excited to have my sister here, as always. I always look forward to Sundays because I know that my sister would always leave us with something that we have to think about. Today, we're not here to talk about the laughing, sex, intimacy thing, but today we're here to actually work on ourselves as in mindset change, because that is equally important in order to have a well rounded human being who understands who they are, who knows who they are, who wants to make progress in their life. It's a new month, right? The first quarter or the first third of this year is already gone. We're in the second third of the year. Who can believe that? The 1st of May. Wow. It's been a journey. I don't know about you. I've enjoyed the last 4 months of 2022 and I'm excited about the next third of the year. Who is ready to fix their mindset, to be able to give the next third of the year the biggest push and kick of their lifetime and be able to change life and have more exciting, meaningful outcomes, right? I am so excited to have my sister here, and I picked this topic for a specific reason, right? We've all been through something. I don't know about who you are, I don't know about what your story is, but we've all been through something. As a young girl growing up in Ghana, I saw a lot of young people, young girls my age, that were raped by family members, for example. These are things that families keep quiet about, hush, hush, don't want nobody to hear about, and we keep quiet about these things. But if you don't take that conscious effort, make that conscious effort as a human being, for example, to work on your mindset, and if somebody who was raped as a child, can you ever have meaningful relationships with a man? Can you even ever have sex with a man again where there's penetration? Because at the time when it happened, it was painful. So every time you go to a guy like that, it's painful. Could be a man, it could be a guy. You've had horrible childhood. Maybe a father who abused you physically with beatings, or a mother, could be anything. You could be a child who lost parents as a young child and you've had to grow up in the system or raised by other family members and it wasn't a good experience. Could be so many different things. But if you stay in that victim mindset mode where you think that woe is me, everything that's happened, if that hadn't happened, if I hadn't had been raped, then maybe this wouldn't have happened to me. If I hadn't had been sick, right? If I hadn't had polycystic ovaries, now maybe I'd have a child. And so because I have polycystic ovaries, I'm going to be a miserable human being that doesn't enjoy life. What kind of life are you going to have? So who better to talk about this kind of a mindset shift than my very own sister Mandy? She's so good about things like that. She knows just the right words to say about these kinds of things. And this is why she's here. I'm not going to talk anymore. I want her to give us her awesomeness for the next hour. And we can come back and talk about this issue some more. So without wasting any more time, I'm bringing you my very own big sister who has suddenly become a Kenyan babe. Look at her hair. Look at her. Kenyan babe.
Sika, like seriously. Thanks. This introduction is just too much for me. Oh. Yeah, guys are on. Please share the video. My phone. Why is it? Is it frozen? Is it fine or there's something? Because I want to see you guys what you're saying and everything. Hold on. Let me fix this thing because I want to know. Well, okay, yeah, I've seen it now. Okay, let me do it. Please share the video. Sika, talk a little bit. Let me share it on other platform.
Guys, so you can decide what it is that you're going to be. Let me give an example, right? I haven't had the most pleasant life so far because I've had a lot of challenges with ill health. I've told you guys several times. I've had 14 operations, right? 12 of them under general anesthetic, 2 of them local. I've had everything that you can think about. You guys know I have issues with my hormones, polycystic ovaries, la la la. You know, I've had cancer before. I have issues with osteoarthritis. I don't want to bore you guys with the details.
Mm-hmm.
But is that going to make me a victim to illness? Am I going to say that because I've had all these challenges in my lifetime, because of all of that, I'm not going to be a better person, or I can't be another person? And so I'm going to allow the illnesses that I've had in my lifetime to determine the person that I become? No, no. I've had to shift my mindset away from the things that have happened to me in order to be sat here in front of you guys today. So, my sister, I'm not going to say anymore. I just want you to
Thank you.
give us your word today.
Thank you, Sika. Hello to everyone that is on the show now. Welcome and thanks for joining this program. As usual, you know my name is Evelyn Amanda Ado, aka Blessing Mandy. Today's topic is one of my strengths. I always say I was born to do this. Mindset shift or paradigms or whatever, however that we say it. We don't know. So many people didn't know about it. I remember, Sika, some years back when I started talking about mindset change on one of our radio stations, I was nicknamed Madam Mindset. Like all of us, we all know we are Africans and where we're coming from, how we were programmed. When I say how we were programmed, how we were brought up, we don't talk about the psychological part of human beings. We know what we know is about the superstition. So when I was discussing those things and telling people we need a mindset change, we have to change the way we look at things. So I saw that people have issues, but they just don't want to accept it. So when I was doing the program, before I started that program, anytime that I hear or I'm listening to any radio station programs, like they'll bring a topic that, somebody brought their wife from Ghana, or the husband, and the husband has left the wife. I will go there with a different opinion. So they see me as, who is she? Why is it? Because I just wanted them to see things from a different angle. You see, because if one person comes and whatever that the person will say, you see that everybody is following the same thing. So I said to them that, listen, we have to see things from a different angle. We cannot stand at one side and then be seeing things the same way. It doesn't work that way. We have to change our mindset. Yes, change of mindset doesn't mean you're not an African. You're still who you are. I'm from Ghana. I'm still who I am. I am me. I will not change and come and say, because I have a change of mindset, I'm a Caucasian. Do I look like a Caucasian to you? I saw this video. A Nigerian man went somewhere. They gave him, is it salad or something? He said, I want fufu. He said, do I look at me? Do I look like I'm from Africa? It is what it is. So you need that mindset change. The way we see problems. My dad did this. I tell people all the time, I didn't go to school because my parents didn't take me to school. Okay. How old are you, Mr. Madam? How old are you? You are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're crying father, your late father, that is died buried like 10 years, your mother. You're still complaining and thinking, if they did this, I wouldn't do this. You have to do something about it. There's this quote that I love so much. If you're born poor, if you're born poor, that is not your choice. That is not your mistake. It has nothing to do with you. So whoever that gave birth to you, that you were born into, that is not your mistake. But if you die poor, that is your responsibility. And that is what most of us don't know. So if you're born into a poor family, that is not your problem. It has not, because you're just a baby anyway. But if you continue to die poor, that is the secret. We have to accept that we are so responsible for everything that happens in our lives. And that is the truth. So for you to keep saying it's not me, it's not me. I tell the ladies, and I started those things that you hear a woman saying, I didn't do anything and she left me. I use myself, and I love using me. I said, listen, if a man cheats on me, it's not my fault. It has nothing to do with me. But I contributed somewhere which he had every choice not to cheat. but he chose to cheat. But him cheating has nothing to do with me. But I'm telling you, I contributed to something. And always you have to take that responsibility. You have, it's your responsibility. So the way we do things that, so if you get raped, which is very, very serious, and we are coming from a country, or you get abused, let me put it that way, whether sexual abuse or emotional abuse, whatever thing that happened to you. Yeah. And then you grow up and say, yes, because I was abused, I cannot do it. You're old. Yes, where we coming from? We don't go for counseling, therapy, and all those things. We don't do. But you are at a place, or it is 21st century, there's information out there that you've realized, or you've known now, that things are different. There is something that you can do about it. So why not do it? Kwame Kodia, thank you. Our minds are control board. Yes, very powerful too. It works the way you want it. And that is the truth. So you have to go and see the counselor, the therapist. Then they will say, Oprah Winfrey said something, that the girls that she adopted, that one of them was going through this like stress, and then she said, "Oh, Africans, we don't get stress." Like, no, we do. We get stressed, we get depressed, everything, but because we don't know, we don't want to accept it. I'm telling you, even people with doctor's degree in Africa, they still in this 21st century, they still don't believe in stress and those things, and they are dying in it. How do you snap just like that when nobody has done anything to you? Somebody just said, "Daddy, uncle," you just snap, bam, start screaming at people as if somebody has said. That is your mind is telling you, listen, check this side. But we don't. So people get raped, or people get abused emotionally, whatever. Then we say, "Oh, it's nothing. I'll be okay. Mind you, I'll be okay." You're not okay. How can you be okay? You cannot even do things. I quite remember a lady some years ago, a lady called me and she was telling me her story. She said, "Mandy, I can't leave my own kids for my husband." I said, "Hi, why?" Because her dad sexually abused her. So now, if my dad can sexually abuse me, which means my kids that can also sexually abuse my kids. So I'm not going to leave my kids for their father.
So hard.
So I said to her, you need counseling, you need therapy, you need somebody to talk to you, you need to work on yourself, because your husband is not your father. He can never be your father. We have to accept that you will get to a stage, it will be your responsibility, because you're not a child anymore. When you are under 18, that is not it's not your responsibility. But if you are over 18, it is your responsibility to take care of your mind, everything that you're going through. And that is us as Africans. We're scared to say, "Oh, because when they did this to this person, did that to me, this person," but they did it. But you have to go and seek help. Seek help. It's your responsibility to seek help. Most of the things that you see on social media in the African community, it has everything to do with us mentally, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. People just go Google. And after the pandemic, it is showing in us. After the pandemic, when you go to Canada, UK, America, Europe, all the Western world and other small countries, they have invested in that psychological side of their country, because they know, go to Africa, nobody is checking. But Africa, a place that you will get involved in an accident and nobody will check your mental state. What is this person? You got involved in an accident that you were with your parents and all of them died. And nobody is going to say anything. And you sleep, you get nightmares and you're sweating. And people don't understand. And that person, I can't remember the very first time that I heard this guy, this musician, oh, what is his name? Sikami. Now, names. Oh, this guy. The one that has dreadlocks. Oh, Kwame, help me.
Kwame, which one of them? Reggie or who?
Not Reggie. Reggie's the old one. The one that is always fighting. Shatta Wale used to fight. Charlie guy shared the video.
I can't believe they're only 19.
Stone boy.
Okay.
When I heard Stonebwoy gave he pulled a gun for the first time, that when I heard it, and they said that wasn't the first time he's done it before. Stonebwoy, thank you, Kwame. What I said was, it's coming from his past, because I've already heard that he had an accident with the mom, like something. That's why the twin brother died. Da, 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 da. So he has to work on that. He has to let go that the accident did happen. Yes, you lost your brother, you lost your mom, or whatever that happened. Fix it. If you don't fix it, you can channel it to do so many things. We always have to fix ourselves. And it costs, and that's the issue. You have to, and when you're going to fix it, the things because you're going to bring up old wounds, like you're going to bring up things, and that is what you must. You have to work on it. So when you work on it, that's where it will give you that mindset change. You get those things, or you find something different and understand. Oh, I thought, oh, so this is how it is. So it's okay for me to go through stress. It's okay for me, like I went through that, and it's okay for me to go and see a therapist or a counselor or whoever that I'm going to see. So there is nothing wrong. So you have a mindset change, because where you're coming from, you don't believe in those things. People think everything has to do in a certain way because we are Africans. So we have to go one way, one way, one way. We don't have to change. And I disagree, and I strongly disagree. We need a mindset change. We have to understand that women, the African woman has come to a state that they want their own money. They have to work and do something. So that shift, it has to come. It's the same thing. So if we don't, anything that you do, you need that shift in your head. So if you're that type, they said, pray, you have to pray and everything will go. It's not true. If it's about prayers, like you not even get something to say, because the white man will always take everything and leave you. It's work. You have to work on yourself. You have to, and it's daily. You have to work on yourself and understand, okay, I went through this as a child. It's okay. I went through this as an adult. Yes, I had a business and my business collapsed. And now look at me, I'm nothing. But how can I get back to where I used to be? You have to let it, you have to accept the denial. You have to just accept it that yes, it happened. I've lost that success. I want to build another success. And then you get up and you go. That's why you see rich people like Donald Trump. He's been bankrupt before, but he came up again. How? Hey, you just have to, hey, you're bankrupt, you're broke. So are you going to cry on a spilled milk? No. You have to just accept it and move on. But the problem we as Africans we have is the acceptance. Because of the way we were programmed to live in denial. The thing is there, because the way we cannot differentiate between faith and living in denial. Then you know when they say faith, because as you have faith, me having faith is not living in denial. It's there. So don't tell me the problem is there. So most Africans have missed this too. Oh, they say faith. They say have faith in God. But it's true. So why are you denying it? That in the name of Jesus, Allah is not there. It's there. Oh, that problem is there. So having faith is believing that yes, the God, whatever that you're worshiping or you believe in, will help you to fix that problem that is there. So you've accepted, and you will go on, and you will go on. You will go on to wherever that you want to go. You get my point? But when you don't, and then you leave it that way, you say, yeah, God, I believe it. You believe faith, but you're broke. You wake up, you don't have money. And these are the things that you have to understand. Whatever that is happening to you is real. Were you abused by a family member? Yes, you were. How did you? And all of them, everybody in the family, they will even blame you. Bad girl. Very, very bad girl. You did it.
If you didn't wear that dress, you wouldn't have attracted.
And one thing that we Africans, we forget that, or we don't know, that the mind speaks to us. So the mind is telling you, you see, nobody likes you. All of them are even supporting the person that abused you. And look at you. So that child will grow up hating herself, not liking people. And then you've grown. Now you're a grown-ass woman. Go and look for help. Go and look for help. It hurts. So when you go, some therapy, and it's all therapy, they will tell you to cry. Cry. It hurts. He or she did to you is bad.
Of course.
So you have to cry over it. You have to feel the pain and let it go.
Mhm.
And that is how it works. Because if you don't feel it and then
You
release it,
can't move on.
and you can never move on. Because as Africans, we know how to pretend. It's
Mm.
hurting. You're saying it's not hurting.
Mm.
Even when you say it, people will say, why are you the only one that this thing has happened to? Oh, please. And in my language, Ghanaian, I can't tell you, me they all throw home to the idea, me they my engineer. Oh, they don't have a clue. They don't. Because they will never understand. A family member, maybe your uncle, your dad, your auntie, somebody raped, abused you, and you think this is something that will be with you for life.
Exactly.
When you come to the Western and you see how serious they are with such cases, so that is what me, I always say prevention is better than cure. Don't let anybody abuse any child of yours because it's going to be with them for life. That scar.
It damages. It
It's,
does.
it's, it's for life. The only thing that we want you to do is to manage it.
Mm.
Yeah. The
Mm.
managing is where you go to the therapist, they work with you, and then you
Mm.
get to the stage, you face the fear, the pain. You can talk about it, and it will not hurt you how it used to hurt you.
Correct.
It's still there.
Yeah.
The memory doesn't, nobody will, we have some people, they intentionally, they want to cut that memory that is still there. If you push them, they will bring it out. So that is why they prevent, that's why they spend a lot of money, millions of pounds and euros and dollars in that area that stop abusing people.
Yeah.
Because if somebody abuses you and then you sit down, and especially when the person is still alive or you hear their names, and you hear their name, you hear them coming, or you hear their and if they are your uncle or who the heck, that stupid
Yeah.
man took my dignity, he did this to me, I will kill him, I will
A
take
piece of you dies. That's what happens.
straight
Yeah.
away, straight away. So that is why we have young kids when it comes to the Western. If I didn't decide to come and stay in England, I never knew, I've never heard of, that word self-harm, because I wasn't working in that field. So that I'm working now. So self-harm, I'm like, okay. In Africa, that is why you see some people, they beat people like that. People, you see somebody beating their own child. That person, that is madness. Like somebody will be bouncing on their own. But here, the young child will be cutting themselves using pins, something. They will be doing it to themselves. But when you go to Africa, the way we beat people, the way we abuse, somebody will insult you. Look at this Facebook. Somebody, I'm always telling them, listen, it's this insult. You look at a man, the way a man can insult a woman. No, 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 my dear. It's in them. It's their younger child that the thing, but they don't even know. Even when you tell them, they don't even believe it. But that is the truth. If they work, that is not, it is something that happened to them when they were kids. And they can make it go and have a different mindset and be great. So wherever that you are, that you're listening to me, my dear, it happened. It did happen. And it was wrong. You were just a child. You were innocent. Those guardians, parents that were in your life, they were meant to protect you. But nobody did. Can we blame them? I always say we can't judge them because they didn't know what was going on. That's why your uncle, somebody, your father, somebody will abuse you, and the family will try to say, don't say anything. Nobody even thinks about the child. What about her? What is he or she going through? Because that is us. We don't understand. So we just say, move on. Just move on. How can I move on like that? I don't. So as the child is growing, they're bringing up some attitudes and behaviors, and nobody understands. And that's where it stems from. Because the mind always remind her or him. Anytime it sees anything, it brings it back. So that child has become very stubborn. Some of them tending to be drinking, sleeping with men, doing so many all sort of drugs. They just don't know what to do, and it doesn't go. So if you're an adult listening to me, this is what you have to do. You have to seek help by talking to somebody that you trust. a professional, it should be a counselor, a therapist, and then tell the person, even if you don't even, if you tell the person, I'm here for help, the person will know the questions that they'll start asking you, and everything will start coming up. It will just come up. It'll come because you need that that thing, that mindset change. See, guy, I'm working with a woman, yeah. When I started working with a lady, and the way she wear and how she is now, she's glowing anytime that I see her on Zoom. I'm like, she grew up with that, the father abusing her, physical abuse, the beating, the African beating stuff. So she has so much pain in her heart that they didn't like me. My mom didn't like me, because my mom didn't stand up for me. My dad didn't stand up for me. Nobody stood up for me. So she came to me. I started working with her. She's changed. She had no relationship with the mom. I made, like, I have to dig, ask, because there are some questions you have to face them. The person that abused you. You have to go to them and ask them, why did you do this to me? How could you do that to me? Why? Da, da, da. Recently, a British Ghanaian woman that went to Ghana, one night, she said she was raped 8 times or 9 times or something. Oh, you've not heard that story? You've not heard of that story? She said one night she was raped, I think 8 times or something times. It was more than 5 times. She got one night. One night. Every adult that she ran to, they raped her. She was raped. So this lady went back to Ghana to face them. I'm sure it's the therapist that, or the counselor, whoever that she was working with there. Because at times you have to face those people and question them. I mean, it's not like to fight them. Why didn't you help me? Why did you abuse me that said night? Because some people are going through things. Why? You just need to know. So when you tell them, they cannot correct whatever that has happened, but it helps the victim to overcome some things in their mind. You see, and that is where the Africans, we don't get, we think, oh, it's just pray, God will do it. You just have to pray. It's not, when it comes to psychology, the mind is not about praying. It's about we're dealing, facing facts.
Yeah.
If it is there, it's there. Where you rape, yes.
Yeah.
You have you're broke.
Of course.
So you have to face it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
If your manhood is not working, it's not working. So stop saying it will work in Jesus' name. That is why so many people go like they go like cuckoo, because the problem is there. Somebody's telling you, Sika, you have kids. Somebody is telling, why did you put this thing on? Sika, why now? I'm going to close my eyes.
Our sister is troubled now.
knows I've already spoken about that, because no therapy will tell you to come and say things on social media, because social media didn't do anything to you. Social media is not your the person that they will. You have to go. It's either if you can go and face the person, but nobody will say come and sit on Facebook and say it. So that's the difference. Thank you, Sika. So like we like, oh, you have kids, you will definitely have kids. Pray over it. Everything, you will have kids. But we know deep down in our hearts, we visited the doctor, and the doctor has said something. That's why I said earlier on, everybody should think about what I said earlier on. We have missed the meaning of faith and denial or acceptance. Yeah. When I have the issue is there, I can't have kids. Science is saying I can't have kids. There is nothing wrong with me having faith that maybe one day I'll have kids. But I can never deny that there is an issue that the science has already said something to me. That is what we do. When you deny, your brain, the mind is very powerful, that it will tell you the truth, that what you are saying, it's not true. So you get that conflicted fight in your mind all the time. And that is why most of you go have those problems in your head. You're always thinking, overthinking, because it's the truth. The mind knows what the doctor told you. I wouldn't be there when the doctor is telling you everything that they find. But the mind, your mind is with you all the time. So your mind knows the doctor said you can never, mister, you have a low sperm count. Then you come out, then you tell your wife, oh, the doctor said it's okay. You see? So, but we have to pray. Let's have faith. It will come. But instead of telling so you're living in denial. The thing is there. You have low sperm count. But if you have faith, it will. So you see, that's the thing that thing that we've been told that, oh, even faith can move mountains. It's the issue is already there. That's why we have so many. This topic is really broad. That's why we have so many parents having have children that are in the autism spectrum, Sika, and they will go to Sister Mary Amoa's platform and tell her, why have you accepted that your child has autism? Excuse me. The woman's daughter is autistic. But people are telling her, why have you accepted? She has to. You know, when she look at her today, and other people, they're still refusing to accept. That's denial. You have to have that mindset that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I have the issue, but I have to deal with it. How do I deal with it? Do I have to go and see a counselor? Do you have to go and do But we work together. We work, Sika, thank you. We work together. We work together. I have faith. Sika, I have faith that God, everything that I've had, all the success that is going on in my life is God. But I just don't sit there and say, God, like I'm going through this pre-menopausal symptoms or whatever. Then I will sit there and say, faith says, God say, listen, here, as I've been having, I know that I'm having some pains in my ears, and then I will pretend it's not there. Or I'll pretend there's no hot flashes. Or I'll pretend, oh, faith. No, I have faith that it is there. But if God says, if I do other things like taking my herbal medicines and working on myself, he's there. He knows that Mandy is part of life. Yeah. So if something, that's what it is. So if something happens to me, it wasn't my fault. And I want people that have been abused, the victims of any kind of abuse, just go and seek help. Just don't sit there. Just seek. It can be your father, your uncle, your whatever. Accept it. It did happen. Don't bury it. It did happen. It did. So face it. Go and see somebody. Speak to the person and tell the person that I think this, because the pathing is a path. It creates pathings in your life. And that is what we do. And that pathing, you will end up bringing a man like the uncle that raped you. It's a pathing. So the only thing you need is to break that pattern. You have to take that pattern out of your brains, that energy thing. So you have to let it go. So letting it go is not going to be an easy thing. It's going to be hard, but you have to face it. It hurts. Some of the sections are very tough. You know, when you're going into like talking about it and it's coming that night, the man was on you, the 14 years old of you inside there will be raging. Then you'll be crying. Some therapists will say, okay, it's okay. That's why they give some people pillows to punch, to scream, because if you're going back to, and that you need it. So you cry, scream, do everything, and then you calm yourself down. And then the session goes on. Then you see, oh, wow. So then you realize that I'm not 14 again. I am 30. That girl, whatever that was done to you, it was wrong. I'm taking charge now. Nobody will ever do this to you. I'm creating a new path and I'm going this way. This is what will happen. This is Then you take a new path and a new decision. And that is where success starts coming. You will not get, that's why we see most men, they say, I will never be like my father. I don't want to be like my father. God forbid. And we see them being like their fathers because the pattern wasn't changed. Everything that you saw is still in your subconscious mind. What did you do about it? Nothing. So it's there. And the mind is a beautiful and very powerful thing. We'll bring it back to you. So because you have not gotten to that stage of your dad yet, so you think, I am never like my dad. I love my kids and I love my wife. Then one day, your wife pushes you to that side in your brains. And then, pow! Oh, God, you made me itch. I said I didn't want to be like my father because the pattern is there. So immediately your wife was playing that thing, doing the things that your mom was doing. It matches with what was inside of you. And then that thing that you saw your dad do was so it just came automatically. It's default. That's your default. That oh God, this is what I've been preventing. I don't, and still the African man will not go and seek for help. It's there unless you face it. So when you go and you talk about it, yes, growing up, I saw my dad always beating my mom. I wish the African Americans do it. They're always seeking help when it comes to these things. When you see it, you have to seek help because you have to let it go. So I saw my mom beating my dad, and then I didn't like. And now I'm doing same to my wife. So if you work on it, you will not do same. It's not just about saying; it's about working on it. When you say it, it's just words, but it's a part. Something is there. You're as a child, you saw something that you shouldn't have seen because your dad, your mom was insulting your dad all the time. Like I don't know, like so. You're a woman, you're always insulting your husband and any male figure that comes into your life and you don't understand, you want to stop it. Check your upbringing. You're just like your mother because she brought you. It's a path thing, it's the cycle. As they say, that's why they say it's a curse. Is that so? If you want to take yourself out of that curse, you have to break that path thing. You have to just so, and that is why it's some people's job to do that. You go to school, you learn, and then you know how to fix these things, and they will fix it. Then you have a different kind of mindset. So you know that when this thing happens to my child, they need a therapy or they need counseling. Even our kids, we don't when our kids get bullied, Sika, we don't seek help for them. We think, oh, everybody gets bullied. You can't seek help in our small community. Everyone knows everyone. Your business will be everywhere. And that is not professionalism.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
that's the problem too.
Bless. Thank you. I always tell people, and the other time I was saying it in one of my videos that somebody came to me and the person was saying, please, I don't want anybody to hear me. And then I said, excuse me, have you ever heard anybody saying that blessing? That is where I lose my accreditation. No, it's unprofessional to do that. There's something called client and me confidentiality. If I break it, I lose my job. So you have to know who you're going to. When you go to these pastors, they have nothing to. They're just pastors. They have okromaf that they shouldn't because they are not professionals anyway. So you have to know where you're going to. You have to know the professional that you're going to. So, but any professional cannot. I have two sisters that they all have. I'm working on both of their kids, and then one of them said, I don't want my sister to know." I said, "I can't. Even you. I have a very rich Ghanaian businessman that I'm working with his son, and he wants me. His son is 24. He wants me to tell him everything that the boy has said to me." I said to, and the man is going crazy. He said, "You have to, I'm the one paying you, the child." I said to them that, listen, you don't get it, do you? Your child, even in England, is from 15. They have every choice to tell you, don't tell my mom, my parent, and I will not open my lips to say anything. And when they are over 18, it worsens everything. So how dare you tell me? I said, until your son is, which I know the son will never tell them. So why do you want me to break that client confidentiality? It doesn't work that way. And the man, I said, you can go to hell. I'm not saying anything, and I'm not going to do that for you, and I'll not do that for anybody. I don't even care if I'm working for the president. That's my work. I'm not allowed to do that. The child opened up to me for a reason because I'm a professional person. So that is why they come to us so that they'll be able to open up. It's not everything that you can tell your family. You see, so don't go to wrong people. Don't ever go to people that you know, they will just come and say, hey, Sika came to me. Oh. And this is that Sika on Facebook. He came, they're not professionals. So please, I know even our community is a small community, but still know where you want to go to. Know where you go. I work with teenagers that are telling me things that like they'll tell you. Teenagers are so funny. You know, they're telling you, don't tell me. I'm not even telling already. So I tell them now, anytime that I start working with them, I tell them everything that you're saying, it remains between the two of us. It's not going anywhere. He said, okay, I've said to you, if you want to tell my mom, you can tell my mom. I said, me going to tell your mom, what are you for? You just told me what you told you. Just if you want to tell your mom, you leave.
Go tell your mom.
You go and tell your mom. She said, then he said, oh, so you're not telling her? I said, no, it's confidential between me and you. So I said, did you read or listen to what I was telling you? He said, oh, I said, listen, everything you're saying, it's between me and you. If it goes out, it will never come out from me. But if it comes out from you, that's your business. And that is how it's supposed to be. You shouldn't tell it, not even to their wives. If a husband is working with you, you're not allowed to tell the wife. If a child is working with you, you're not allowed to tell if they are under 15. I work in England. So if they are under 15, and even the 15 to 18, unless it's so crucial, unless it's so
something that affects their safety or something like
safety.
That.
And we have this thing in I have GPs will come to me and see, then I will even, because I know the parents can go to the GP, I will tell the GP or the social worker or whoever that the professionals that we are working together, I'll write in the notes that I don't want the parents to know anything that I'm writing. No. So they will go around. They will never, if I say it in my notes, that's it. They will never know. So I put it in there and there is a law for it. So if immediately the therapist put in the parents are not supposed to know this thing that is here. I can say this they can know, but this one that I've done, I don't want them to know. And whoever that is reading it will know that, okay, yes, we have to protect that child. And that is what it is. But if it's not like that, at times, even some of the parents, giving them some information is so like, parents will be, some of them will just go, my heart, I'm dying, because it's something serious that you're telling a parent. That is why at times we advise to go through education or social services or the GP, it's better that way, because some of the parents cannot take some important or wives, family members, because it's strong. So when they hear, oh, I'm dying, did my child do that? Okay, so if I don't come to you, you will not die on anybody. So the professionals will hold that information and work for the betterment of whoever that we're dealing with. So our community is small, but when you go to Osofo, that is not a professional person, your business will be all over in the community. So always go to the right person. So because if you go and tell your Osofo your dad raped you, the Osofo is telling the wife is telling people that you know her, the dad raped her. Do you know this guy? He said he slept with the mom. Your business will be all over the place. So that one, bless. Hey, these are some of the comments I want you to write. This one you did try. So please, I'm begging all of you, anybody that is listening to us or me this evening, whether afternoon or where you are or morning or where you are, please take note of these things that we are discussing. If you are a victim of any type of abuse, seek help. The earlier the better. You're not a child anymore. Stop blaming that your dad is a ghost now. He died. Your mom, the person that hurt you, they're gone. Even if they are alive, they're living their lives. Fix yourself. You need it. You so need it. You can't stand people. That's why anybody comes, they're gone. Anybody comes. We are people that seek out. We don't check this. We don't check this type of things. Why do I fail in everything?
Yeah.
I keep telling you,
look for patterns in our lives.
Look for patterns. Why do you fail in like in your relationship, finances, and all those things? Why are you failing? Somebody is doing very, very well. I was telling somebody on Friday, an adult that I'm going to work with, that he's very successful when it comes to his financial, but other things he's just failing. So I asked him, why are you failing? Have you asked that question? He's never asked himself that. Why am I so successful when it comes to my finances, but that's the area of relationship with a woman or relationship with even guy friends and other places, he keeps failing. It's a pattern, and we don't check. We weren't. Nobody taught us. You have to check those patterns, that but it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
That's why you're failing. So when you and that thing you don't know, because your mindset, the kind of mindset that you have is a witch, a wizard is doing those things. So you're looking for the wizard. So that wizard can be your uncle or whoever, and the witch is your mother or your grandmother. So where we are is different, but other communities, they go for the path things. They know that something is not. So I tell people, if you're failing so much in your marriages, or you're failing so much in your relationship or anything, even a girl to girl relationship, ask you. It's always, I don't do nothing. Oh, I don't do anything. They keep hurting me. Oh. I don't know. There's something you're contributing. There is something, and we attract those people for a reason. So check those things. Check. Listen, everybody in your life, everybody that it's not. There's no accident when it comes to the universe. There's no accident. It happens for a reason. Bless that woman that is there. He didn't just pop on my Facebook thing just like that. It was for a reason. Me and Sika didn't even come together. Just it's always for a reason, because God knows. She knows. See this woman. She wants me to comment according to. Oh yeah, come and give details about what you did last night. Sika. Now
it is all over her hair. We can see what she did last night.
Yes, haven't you seen my new? Now I think I'm going to join the Gay Association of UK. Black. Hey, Nika, look at me, oh, look. See your sister. Can't you see what is happening here? Before you see the next day, I'm in my hair already.
But you know, we're laughing about these things, and one thing that I wanted to say was that, and I'll own up to this on publicly online, that just like a lot of typical African and Ghanaian homes, I was raised by, I'll say, a parent, one of the parents who's had a very rough life, lost her mom very young. My mom's mom died when my mom was 10, right? Her baby sister was 9 months old when their mom died. She was still breastfeeding when her mom died. And 9 months. And like you're saying, they never had no counseling. Like, nobody's dead, you have to get on with it, right? And so it affected them all differently. They had different outcomes in their lives after their mom died.
Because one of them will not see it properly, the other one saw everything. Okay. So definitely.
So all the siblings, you know, they all had their own difficult paths growing up. And so I was raised by a mom like that. My mom is loving, caring, everything, but she doesn't have time for, oh, come and let me pamper you. Come and let me stroke you. Let me hug you.
Affection.
My mom doesn't know how to show it that much.
Because
she's better now with her grandchildren. But for me, as her oldest kid growing up, that hug thing, like when you hold her, you can feel her shoulders. It's like she's cringing, right? And yet my dad is that he would throw his arms all over you, and he sit on him. So two very different parents, right? Now, the thing that made me realize that I had to be in tune with myself mentally was that the baby that I talked about, the 9-month-old, she's not here with us anymore because she never dealt with her problems, her demons as a child. She always blamed herself that her mom died because she was born, and that if her mom hadn't had her, she wouldn't have died. So she blamed herself for the most part of her life, right? And then she went on to have other issues. Long story short, there was a suicide in the family. I don't, you've done the maths, you've worked out what I'm saying here. And it was only when that happened that the whole family, mom, siblings, their nieces, us, like everybody, we all had to get to that point where we realized that as a family, that we've worked on everything else, but we've forgotten that human beings also have emotions. Like there's a mental dimension to everything. This thing happened in 2010. And 12 years on, we still talk about her every day. Like she's a household name. Her name was Chocho. We talk about her like every day. She's part of conversation, right? And for me, that's what marked the change in my life because she died 2 weeks before I turned 30. I spent my 30th birthday that I had planned that I was going to have a party. I was going to do this in the cemetery. Like I was stood in 2 feet of snow. Like I'm talking about it and I've got goosebumps all over because I was holding her ashes in my hand on my birthday, my 30th birthday in Boston. Something that I never thought would happen. That marked the turning point in my life. Now, when that happened and we came back, everybody, everybody just deal with their emotions and just move on. I was in denial. That's why I was smiling so much when you used that word denial, because I wouldn't admit to the fact that I was hurting and I needed help. What happened? I carried on pretending to everybody that I was fine. My sleep got so bad, Mandy, that I was sleeping for 30 minutes a night. And then one day I had an accident and I broke my leg in 3 places. And that was just nature telling me you can run, but you can't hide. It's done. Now you have to fix yourself, right? So I've done the health part to fix my physical body, but I now have to deal with the painful mental aspect of my life and fix things. And through that whole suicide experience comes a lot of other issues from your childhood, things that you haven't even processed yourself. The point I'm making here is that all of us as human beings that have been through something, if you're an African and you're listening to me, you've been through something. It's the natural thing to do as an African, being brought up in that way of living, is to push things to one side, not talk about it. You don't have people that are willing to do the emotional side of things, huggy, kissy, all of that, right? So people move. They don't want to talk about that side of things. But until you've done that.
But it doesn't go, Sika. That's why I brought the pathing thing in. Sorry for cutting you. It doesn't go. It doesn't go. We are told to pray about it. It doesn't go. It's psychology. It's science. It's already created a pattern, and the pattern has become your default. So many people in Africa, the African community, have so many issues, and the default is the one that is creating that problem. Listen, your mind will always bring those things that you have in your default. So if you think you amount to nothing, you will get your amount to nothing. Now, to your auntie, she believed, yeah? And when you believe, and then it goes to your subconscious mind, it becomes the default. She believed that I am the problem. That's why my mom died. So I'm a bad person. In fact, I'm a curse. So curse shall she have around her, knowingly or unknowingly, because it's there and it's energy. It's a pattern. It works. It brings. So anybody that came into her life that led to her suicidal, it's the default. So that is what most African. That's why we say it's a witchcraft. It's it has nothing to do with anybody. It's that default, that path thing that brings the people check the people that you have in your life, everything, whether they are whatever, because it's your default that is bringing those people. And that is the fact. The facts are there. But to date, the Africans are still refusing to understand that if you're born poor, it's not your fault. If you die poor, it is your fault. So being abused by whatever that happened to you is not your fault. So this family, their mom died when she was just 9 months old. If it is the Western, they will go through the counseling and everything, the system. Immediately they start bringing up some attitudes and some behaviors. The system will know, oh, because of that. So they'll start getting help for them straight away. But we come from a place, immediately you're bringing up that attitudes, the behavior. They go for, oh yeah, Kolaboni, you're just bad kid, you're not good, you're da. No, seek help. The child is bringing those things for a reason. It's something that they saw, something, whether it's an accident or the child died, or it's something. So she never accepted it. She needed somebody to tell her, it's not your fault. No, you were just a 9 months old baby. No, it's not you. So that she will come to that realization that, oh, so it wasn't me. Okay, I get it. Let me move on. And your mom's side, she didn't get that mom that will tell her, oh, it's okay. It's okay. That affection. So you, Sika, you want her to, no, she will claim, but the grandkids, now she's have that mindset. She's been exposed to so many things. So she's decided that, no, I have to change in my mind and be able to hug my grandkids and do things with my grandkids that I wasn't able to do it with my children. Now she's changed, you see? And that is the thing that, oh, it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay when you were struggling, roaming about on the city of Lagos or Accra, like struggling, sleeping under people's cars, going through one night. That woman's story, one night. She said 8 people or 6 people or 7 people raped her. Do you think it's okay? It's not okay. Then people will just keep quiet and say, somebody raped you. I know, I'm telling you, some people have been raped and they've had kids, Sika. When people come to me and tell me such stories, I tell them, seek help. I said, oh, Mandy, sir. I said, yes. If you check because whatever thing that is happening to your life is that somebody raped you and you have a child. And that child, you think, immediately you see the child, this is a mark. It's there. It's going to be forever that I was raped. The results of this child, no matter how you say, I love this child, you have to fix that foundation of that abuse. And that is what we are talking about today. Wherever we are, we'll do part 2 of this program.
We need to.
Please share the video. Tell people to it's good to pray. Like, it's okay, but we cannot run away from these things. We can't run away and say nothing happened. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. We are Africans. You know, that's how we are. No, we are not too. That's why most of you, even when the African is stressed, they say, you're depressed. Till date, people give birth and they're going through postnatal depression, and people are still saying they're witches. The woman has given birth. The woman is going through some things. Who will give birth and just throw their children, the baby that they just had, and throw them away as if they're telling you? And it happens even in the diaspora. I have a guy called me one day. He said, Mandy, please, maybe I want to tell you something. I said, what? He said, my wife. I've been noticing something about my wife. Anytime that I come from work and the baby is crying, I'll be there. The baby will be crying, and my wife is downstairs with the baby. But I'll hear the baby screaming. Mandy, I'll go downstairs, and my wife is sitting in the chair watching TV. And the baby is screaming so loud.
She's tired.
Mandy, I have to just go and tap her and slap her and say, hey, the baby is crying. And she'll say, like, she doesn't care. I said to her, this is what your woman is suffering. For how long? He said, for some time now. I said, call the doctors now, ASAP. Before next time, the child will cry, and you come, the child will be gone, dead. But the man doesn't know what is happening. We don't teach these things. These are the educations we need in our community. People kill, people do things in our community till date. I'm always, when I see people, they said, oh, somebody is a thief, so they're beating them. It's not the thief that they're beating, it's their anger, their pain. You're just releasing it on somebody. And that is the truth. You don't even know the person. And And you heard they said, thief, thief, did you just lift a huge timber rock and you just hitting them? No, their pain. They just want to release it. They've been walking around carrying this thing for years, and all of them are in churches. So one small thing, it escalates, and everybody don't understand. We don't know what happened. It's just that this woman said, you don't know what happened. They were sitting on time bombs, so this is us. Anytime that I see such videos, I can't watch it, and people will be watching and be laughing. I say, you're laughing. It had nothing to do with the guy that has stolen the thing or was beat. It's the people that are beating that person. Check them. They are angry about something, and it's inside of them. They are hurt. So they want to hurt everybody.
Yes.
Because nobody teaches us where to direct. The anger is a very good thing. This thing that I'm going to say, listen to me carefully before. And I keep telling you, I teach about it. Listen, anger is a very good thing. Let me tell you, you can go, the same anger that you have that you're channeling into that negative. Somebody will use that anger to build an empire. It's how you channel your anger. That is, being angry is good. Because I have to bring it out. Somebody will be angry and you're just doing something, doing a positive thing. You'll be angry and you're doing another thing. It's like knife and the Bible. And I tell people that the knife, you can use the knife to peel off a pineapple and eat it and enjoy it. Somebody can use the same knife to kill. It's anger. It's the Bible. Some people use it. When I say the Bible is the issue. No. The Bible, some people are using it so positively. Others are, it's anger is a very good thing. It's how you use it. I'm angry at what this guy did to me. I'm angry that I was born into poverty. But I'm going to use the same rage that is going on within me
to fix it
myself and do something about my life and be successful. That is it. So I am angry about poverty. So I am channeling it to improve. It's the channeling. How you channel the energy. It's an energy. It's up to you how you use it. So people are using theirs. They're so angry. They're lifting. They're doing things. They are angry about where they are. And that anger, use it properly. It's up to you. So when you don't have to be angry. No, you have to. Anger is good. It's a very good thing. I am angry. Why not? Say it to yourself. But you know what? I'm going to do something about this problem. I'm going to make sure I never stay in this situation anymore. You are angry about your situation and you're still there. And you're there. You're not doing anything. How would the situation change? Be angry that nobody took you to school. It was so not fair. But I am 22, I am 40, I am 30. Okay? I am angry about this thing, but I am taking myself somewhere to do something about it. That is the secret. So please work on yourselves. Do something. Just be responsible. Be responsible. We are responsible for everything that we go through. So many people think it's a joy ride. It's not a joy ride. It's not. You cannot do anything without your mind. This mindset change is not easy. It's tough. It's so hard. And when people think, oh, you think differently, Mandy, you're different. Because I keep working on my brains, my mind.
Being intentional.
I'm being intentional. I don't want to stop. I don't want to reason like, no, I don't want that because I want it to be different. If somebody told me some years ago that today I'll be living that soft life, I would say, no, but because I was just angry about how things were going in my life. Listen. I don't want this thing to happen to me. No. I don't want that. I have to change some things. And I work hard for me to get to where I am today. If somebody, whatever thing that you did to me, listen, I always blame myself. If I don't give you the chance, you will not do whatever that you did to me. Whatever, like, listen, you may, if you are a child that it happened, it's okay. But I still see adults, grown ass men and women. Still, if it wasn't my wife, Mandy, I'm telling you, I would have gone long time ago. This woman that I brought from Ghana, the woman is gone. The woman is gone. The woman is so gone. This brother is still talking about it. Ah, so cute. The woman is so gone. The woman is gone, and the guy is still saying it. Anywhere he goes, he's talking about the ex-wife. You know my ex-wife, that woman. That woman has killed me, 5 years. That woman has finished my life, 10 years. That woman has been 20 years. My brother, wherever, if you're in this situation, listen to me carefully. Your wife left 20, 30 years ago. You're still talking about this woman. That woman is gone. It's not about her, it's about you. You're finding it difficult to accept it that it did happen. Uh-huh. So what can you do? Learn. I'm going to give you one of my tidbits. Listen, when you have a problem in front of you, ask yourself 2 questions. Sika, this issue, what can I do about it? First question, what can I do about it? The answer is, if the answer is no, my dear, close it, move, do something else. If the answer is yes, get to work, do something about it. So don't just sit there, then you're not questioning yourself. So you don't have a yes or a no, and you think the situation will move, and you keep blaming everybody. As Asumesu is saying, you want to blame everybody. Everybody. You can't. You are responsible for you. You are. We have so many Africans that are going through these similar things, always blaming the government, blaming the weather. Oh, UK is Europe is because of winter. Now we've moved from winter. We came to spring. You're still complaining. Hey, the sun is not out. It's spring, it's cold. Spring will pass, summer. We'll be in summer, and you will not even know we are in summer. You'll still be complaining. The weather is cold, and somebody will just look at you and say, hey, this sister, it's summertime. It's hot. But you're not even seeing, you don't even know. You cannot even feel it in your own body. And then we'll leave summer and go to autumn, and you start saying, why is it too cold? Why is it so cold? Why is it? Like, most of you are living this kind of life, and you think it's somebody sitting somewhere that is directing your own life. Nobody is in charge. You are in charge. It's a pattern. Work with the pattern, break some pattern. That's what this Canadian guy that died recently said. You have to have a paradigm shift. Your mindset, you have to have that paradigm shift. It has to go. So when you have that paradigm shift, the people that come close to you, the friends, everything that is coming close to you, you know the kind of people that you are attracting. You will know. You start, and then in Christianity, they will say God will bring your destiny changes. The destiny changes will never come if you have that kind of negative patterns. It doesn't come, because you have to work on yourself and have the right pathing to be able to go and connect those people to come. You see, if you're climbing up, you start seeing people differently. Now that me, your sister, now me, I don't see some things. So now I deal with big girls. If you want to play that song, you want to bang bang, you want to play with the big girls, you want to you want to kata kata. That guy was saying some good things in that song, but you didn't see it. If you want to play with the big girls or boys, you have to do their things. You have to work on yourself and get there, because you don't go there with empty head, empty hand, empty everything. You have to come with something, because they are not complaining. They don't have time for complaining. They don't have time for negative energy and all that. You're always complaining. They'll just look at you. Some of them are working on their businesses. You're just there. Haven't you heard? The government this, the government that, the weather this. No, they don't want that. I'm angry about Ukraine because we are short of oil, and I can't do anything about it. Yes. And you know, a friend, Lina, a friend of mine, and that oil thing, I have not seen it. I'm telling you. Lina, thank you for saying this thing. Sika, one of my best friends, girls, called me. He said, Mandy, do you, there's a shot of oil, cooking oil. I said, cooking what? I just did online shopping. I have 5 kg vegetable oil. Do you want some? Come and take it. Listen, she said, are you sure? I said, yes. It just came. It's there in the kitchen. I said to her, when you came, didn't you see? She said, I said, it's there. You see, I have something that I put my oil in. This girl will have something else. I pour my oil into some cute jar. So I said to her, didn't you see it? She said, I said, I have oil if you want some. In fact, I said to her, so when we were talking, I said, let me go to Amazon and then cooking oil. I said, do you want me to press on it and then next day delivery, which I have? they will send it to you. She said, are you sure? I said, yes. There's no shortage of oil. Go and check it. And then she called me. She said she was going to that. She called me. She said, I just got one from Iceland. I said, like, I go on. Don't listen to things that people will be saying, check it. Lena, go and check online. There is more. There is oil online. There is oil there. Tesco, there is, Lena, I bought mine from Tesco. Lena, there is oil. Stop going. Listen, that's the thing. Go online. Go on. Like, go online. If you don't get Tesco, go to another. The oil cannot be short like the way they're making us all to panic. Thank you. So if the price has doubled, it's different from the shortage. I don't even care about the price. So far as I'm getting cooking oil, I got a coconut oil, the big one, the organic one, and then I got vegetable oil too. So when my friend said, "Oh man, there is shortage of oil," I said, "Oil where?" Because I don't now so many things I don't see them anymore, and I'm enjoying that kind of life because I don't want to see those things. Take it away from me. Don't come and be telling me this. Because I shop like if I go, Sika, go to Amazon now. If I go on Amazon now, cooking oil, Lena, go to Amazon, buy it. They'll bring it. They'll bring it cooking oil. When I did it with it, it's still on. Look, it's there. It's there. KTC sunflower, KTC vegetable oil, 5 liters, 690. See, I'm clicking on Sika. Watch. Can you see that?
Even me, I have the same thing.
Come on. The thing is there. Now it's giving me buy now. If I press it now, they'll bring it now. See, it's there. Fresh. Amazon fresh. Lena, go and buy it and let them deliver it to your house.
You live a billionaire lifestyle.
Thank you, Lena. I like that. Oh, thank you. You see, you just click it. That thing is there in my house, and I've not seen it too. Like it's a change of mindset. I'm enjoying that. And you let all of us. Not all of us are privileged. Mindy, leave us alone. We can't afford. Okay, no problem. Sika, we are done, guys. We're leaving today. We're leaving early. We've got some things to do. We'll see you guys again next week, part 2. Don't worry. So all what I'm telling you guys, work on yourself, it's a mindset. You see, I have a different mindset now. So some of those things like abundance is everywhere, Sika. But you're told abundance is just for a few people. It's not true. So when I got to know all those secrets and I'm working, it's that change of mindset. So everywhere I go, abundance. It's the work. Work hard on yourself and you get there. Thank you guys. I love you. Anybody that came on and shared the video, it means a lot to us all the time. But now, as you see me, you know where I'm going now. That I have this beast in my head. Don't be jealous of me. Tomorrow when you see more in my head now. As soon as you see, Sika in Ghana, which tribe do you see them? Is it the Ga? The guys do this, you see. Now I'm being turned to Ga, I'm sure.
Chobi. You turned into Chobi.
No, I will not answer. I will not answer that question. Though. I've seen you all over the place. Madam Mentor, I don't want any problem from you. Leave me alone. Let me be. Let me be. No, your situation, you work, Lena, you have to work with your mind and yourself, and your situation will change. It changes all the time. She said, what if you change your mind and the situation it's never true? Everything that is in your mind, it always happens here before you see it, and that is the fact. So if you change your mindset, if I'm changing myself, my mindset, my situation has to change, because you will not be the same person anymore, because you have that mindset change. You're not the same person anymore. So if it is success, financial security that you're looking for, you start working on yourself, you start doing other things to secure that. So you not just sit there. If you are that person that believe that you just have to sit down and money will fall from heaven, it's not true. So if you change that mindset, you will know I have to do that to get there. So Lena, no, if you change your mindset, it will definitely change. Oh my God! I am going to listen. I'm going to. Thank you. This is what I'm being changed into now. Can you imagine that? Huh? Like, I serious. And I'm loving it too. I am so enjoying it. I am just enjoying my new Hulomo. Now you Hulomo in the making. I'm enjoying it. Bless. Yeah. Before you people see, look at that. I think that one is Japan or something. And this one is Ghana. Ghana is here. And I have another Ghana there. Ghana somewhere. Before you guys will see me, I'll be all beef all over. So the new now no more in town.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Baba, I am uncle. Baba, I am gone. Bye. If I don't leave today, we are not finishing. Bye.